Welcome, Fright Night Vault listeners. Tonight, we open a door that should never have been unsealed. The story begins in an unremarkable home, walls cracked, air stagnant, foundations no different from thousands of others across America. Yet, from the moment the family stepped across its threshold, the house began to breathe against them. It was winter when the first signs arrived. Swarms of flies clung to the screens and glass, impossible in the dead cold. Footsteps echoed through empty rooms. Shadows slithered across walls when no one was near. The family tried to dismiss it, but the darkness had only just begun to stir. As nights grew longer, so did the dread. Strange pools of liquid appeared. Doors creaked open by unseen hands, and the family began to sense that the house itself was watching. But soon, it would no longer only watch. The silence did not last. What began as whispers and footsteps twisted into something far more grotesque. The children were the first to feel its grip. At night, they cried of voices that were not their own, voices that slithered from the corners of their room, urging them to obey. Their bodies bore scratches and bruises that could not be explained, and their eyes grew hollow with sleepless terror. Then came the unnatural convulsions, writhing fits, mouths foaming, guttural tones rumbling from throats too young to hold such sounds. A visiting nurse swore she saw one child lifted and thrown against the wall by no visible hand. The terror spread beyond the family. Strangers, social workers, doctors, even law enforcement were drawn into the home, summoned by circumstance. And one night, in front of those very officials, the impossible happened. A boy smiled wide, his gaze empty, and then he walked backward up the wall. Every witness fled in screaming disbelief, except the family, who could not escape, for the house was theirs, and the darkness would not let go. The house had become a pit, and the family its prisoners. The air grew heavy, rancid with the stench of rot. Objects moved without touch, tables dragging across the floor, cabinets slamming in the dead of night. Laughter echoed through empty rooms, a shrill mocking sound that came from nowhere and everywhere. The children's torment deepened, their bodies twisted in unnatural contortions, their words spilling in voices far too deep, far too old. They shrieked in languages unknown, then fell limp as though life itself had been pulled from their bones. Desperation consumed the mother. She turned to the church, pleading for deliverance, and there, in dim candlelight, the rituals began. Salt, oil, prayers, ancient words clashing against something far older and far crueler. The entity resisted. Lights flickered, shadows lunged, and the children's screams rose in unison. Witnesses swore they felt claws tearing at their skin, though nothing visible struck them. The battle dragged on through nights of agony, each ritual peeling back another layer of the horror within those walls. And yet, the darkness clung to the children, their frail bodies convulsing as if the house itself would not surrender its prey. It seemed endless, until, at last, silence fell. The shadows recoiled, the air cleared, and the family was free to leave. But the house would never lose its hunger. The house did not grow silent after the rituals ended. It brooded, it seethed. Though the family had been freed, the walls still pulsed with the memory of screams. Neighbors who passed in the weeks that followed said the air seemed wrong around the property. The grass grew brittle, colorless, as if poisoned from beneath. In the dead of night, figures were seen shifting behind the curtains, though no one lived there anymore. One neighbor swore that she saw the outline of a child staring through the window, its mouth moving soundlessly. When she blinked, it was gone. But the stories multiplied. Utility workers who came near the lot said their equipment faltered, batteries drained, and tools slipped from their hands as though something unseen pushed back. Visitors complained of nausea and violent headaches, their skin crawling as if insects burrowed beneath it. One officer, hardened by years of service, refused to step through the door a second time, muttering that the house didn't want him. The family themselves bore scars beyond the visible. The children would wake screaming for months after they left, dreaming of dark figures crouched at the ends of their beds. The mother spoke in hushed tones of something that still followed, a presence that lingered in their new home, a whisper just out of reach. Though the rituals had weakened it, she feared it had never truly gone. Investigators, priests, and journalists swarmed to the house in the years that followed. Some came to prove it was a hoax. Others came to confirm what their faith already believed. Yet many left changed, their skepticism cracking when confronted with the weight of that place. The house became known by another name among those who whispered about it. The portal, some said, a doorway to something foul and endless. Eventually, the house was purchased and demolished. The land now lies bare, a scar of dirt where walls once rose. But those who walk across it claim the silence there is thicker than anywhere else. Dogs refuse to step onto the soil. Birds scatter when they near the lot. And sometimes, in the dead stillness of night, passers-by hear the faint sound of scratching, as though something trapped beneath the earth is clawing for release. And here, dear listeners, is the truth unmasked. The story you have walked through is no invention. It is the infamous saga of the Ammons family in Gary, Indiana, a case that clawed its way into headlines when a mother and her 3 children became the center of one of the most disturbing alleged possessions in American history. Police officers, medical professionals, social workers, many claimed to witness events they could not explain. From levitations to guttural voices to the moment a child climbed backward up a wall. It became known as the Ammons haunting case. Some call it the 200 Demons House. Its notoriety spread so wide, it was later consumed by documentaries and reimagined into a film adaptation, the one they now call The Deliverance. But the vault deals not in cinema. It deals in scars that remain. And this scar, Vault listeners, has never healed. Remember, nightmares are not crafted. They are found. And once found, they wait. Subscribe to the Vault and never walk alone again. We upload daily, and one night the story might be yours.